So in this segment, we're going to be talking about a large proportion of EU citizens. A large proportion of EU citizens planning to leave the quote unrecognisable UK because of Brexit. And the thing that a lot of I think leavers don't understand is that you don't stay where you don't feel welcome, and a lot of these people don't feel welcome anymore because of Brexit and the increased kind of xenophobia and hatred directly towards kind of EU citizens, which is a shame, really. Not the fact that people are leaving, you don't stay where you don't feel welcome, but the Home Office's practice of attacking migrants, essentially it was typically non-EU migrants, and now EU migrants are getting it as well, which is shows you how kind of racist the Home Office are, despite the fact that they're being run by an Asian person. And it does tell you that representation isn't just the important thing for those people who just say, "Oh, representation is important. We need more, black and ethnic minorities and more women in charge." Well, you got one in charge of the Home Office, and she's not great. Maybe we should focus on ideology over everything else. Anyways, a sizable proportion of EU citizens intend to leave the UK in the near future because of Brexit, a new damning study has revealed, and that's going to further cause problems when we talk about the fact that there's a massive increase in vacancies in the UK and there's not enough people to fill them. If you get more EU kind of citizens leaving, that's going to cause even more vacancies and more of an economic slowdown. So another great Brexit win, I suppose. The research revealed that the proportion would be even higher if it weren't for practical concerns like pension rights, forcing Europeans to remain in the UK, so it'd be mainly retirees or people close to retiring. Nonetheless, the study highlights the extent of which EU citizens' sense of home has been damaged by Brexit, with data suggesting they are now feeling less attached and more insecure about their lives in the UK. They're saying, this country is unrecognisable. One respondent said, "This was firmly my forever country, now much less so." Not just Brexit, although that is the main driver, also the Tory government, corruption, hostile environment, rising inequality and reduced public spending. So it's not just Brexit, it's the Tory government in general that is causing people to feel like they don't want to stay in the UK anymore. And to be fair, some days I really don't want to be here either. So it's not a surprise someone who's been, kind of directly in the firing line of this, Home Office feels this way. Another told researchers, "I think without Brexit, we'd probably be more likely to be migrating within Europe due to Brexit. This is much more complicated before for my British husband." So that's essentially, I'm assuming, a person who's married to a British person who wanted to leave the UK but now can't because of the fact that there's no freedom of movement anymore. So that's a big problem. It doesn't feel great when you give everything to the country that doesn't respect you, one of the EU citizens was recorded saying, while another admitted that Brexit changed my love and view of the UK fundamentally since the referendum campaign. "This country is unrecognisable to me." It has changed quite a lot over the last 6 years. The racism is a lot more clear and is a lot more aimed towards EU citizens. Before it was just kind of mainly black and brown people that got it, mainly black people to be fair. But now it's everyone. Every minority can get it. Among the most damning testimonies was a person who revealed Brexit had made them unsettled. They said, "I've never thought about leaving before Brexit. I had even written in my will that I wanted my ashes to be spread in the Yorkshire Dales. After the referendum, I was so disappointed with the country and personal friends that my perception has changed and I can't see myself retiring here." So this is a person who wanted to essentially be, not buried, well, kind of wanted to die in the UK and wanted their ashes scattered in the UK, who doesn't feel a part of the country anymore. And it sounds like Brexit has destroyed a lot of their personal friendships as well, which is sad to be honest. But that's the nature of politics. It can be very divisive, especially when people make stupid decisions which directly impact your life. The majority of respondents have a university degree, so you're talking about a relatively well-educated in terms of academics. 82% are in some form of employment, which is going to really impact the labour market a lot. With the overwhelming reason why the majority of respondents move to the UK work, and that's why some of them may end up leaving, especially as the economy continues to slow down. On average, respondents have lived in the UK for almost 19 years, it's a long time, and 82.2% live in England, so the majority of them live in England, which is great because unfortunately that's where most of the xenophobia is. Andrada, who was born in Moldova and obtained Romanian citizenship as a teenager, said Brexit made her feel unwelcome and she was frustrated she was not allowed to vote in the referendum as a 16-year-old in Britain, both because of the UK's voting rights for EU citizens and because of the voting age limit. Again, that's another question of should 16-year-olds be allowed to vote. That's not one I'm going to wade into too much today. But it's an interesting question, especially since Brexit impacted people like her, EU citizens the most, really. She remembers being asked by other pupils at school when she was going to be deported. That's just, like that's abhorrent, especially a kid in school where, people are saying, when are you going to be deported, like that, that kind of, that kind of rhetoric spread, because thanks to people like Nigel Farage and his, we're at the limit and all this nonsense, when we're really not. There's a lot more we can do to improve housing in this country, but we choose not to. But this right here, that is heartbreaking right there. A kid being bullied in school because of the way adults voted, quote adults, who apparently make good decisions. Many want to apply for British citizenship to feel more secure about their status. In the UK, it's expensive to do so, but probably the best thing, because of wide distrust in the EU settlement scheme, which the study says is mainly due to a lack of physical proof of status, because of all this stuff with share codes, which can be a nightmare to use. But amongst the biggest, and also the Home Office having massive technological issues as well, doesn't help. But amongst the biggest barriers to British citizenship for EU nationals are gathering residence evidence across the years required under UK laws. Quite difficult to do that when you didn't think you would need to, especially since during the referendum EU citizens were told absolutely nothing would change, thanks to Daniel Hannan. And the inability to meet the requirements of days of absence allowed from the UK over a set amount of years, because they might have gone back to their native country or to other EU countries because we had access to multiple different European countries. So again, people who are thinking about leaving the UK, EU citizens, I don't blame them, to be fair, if they did. Will it cause massive economic problems? Most likely. But, you don't stay where you're not welcome. A lot of these people came here for jobs and things like that. If they get opportunities where they're from natively or from other EU countries, why wouldn't they take it? They've got many options and we don't have many. If you've got the big red passport. Anyways, I'm going to leave it, or should I say the big blue passport now. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.